Well, the average gas price for regular unleaded in the Buffalo-Niagara region has been hovering around $2.34 a gallon lately. But even with cheaper gas, there's still a price to be paid in taxes.
News 4's Luke Moretti takes a look at what we're paying at the pump for each gallon of gas.
The average national gas price hit its lowest for the year over the Independence holiday at $2.23. According to AAA, the last time prices were that cheap over the 4th of July was in 2005. But that's the national average, not the average price here in the Buffalo-Niagara region, which was about 10 cents higher.
A lot of people will ask, why is gas always so much more expensive in New York State compared to that national average? And one of the big reasons is the taxes right here in New York.
In Erie County, several taxes and fees make up the price you pay at the pump.
We've got the 7 deadly government taxes, 7 of them on a gallon of gas.
Erie County Comptroller Stefan Mihailu looked at this a couple of years ago.
Taxpayers are getting hosed, pure and simple.
He found that a little more than 25% of the cost of a gallon of gas is taxes.
It's outrageous. You know, especially in our neck of the woods, on average, it's 60 cents or more per gallon. That's taxes.
But wait, there's another interesting twist that Mihailu's office discovered.
We actually found, because of our study, that the county is taxing taxes on a gallon of gas. It's outrageous. We're actually basing the percentage of a sales tax on the tax of a gallon of gasoline.
What if I told you that for every gallon of gas, it's costing you about 62 cents in taxes?
Are you serious?
At $2.33 a gallon, about 62 cents goes to a combination of federal, state, and local taxes. If you filled up a 20-gallon tank, that amounts to around $12 just in taxes and fees.
That's a lot of money.
Elizabeth Carey is with AAA of Western and Central New York.
I don't think people have any real idea of what the breakdown is, but I think people here in New York know that we pay a lot of taxes compared to a lot of other areas across the country.
According to the American Petroleum Institute, total state taxes and fees across the Empire State amount to about 44 cents for each gallon of gas.
That's the 4th highest in the country.
Add another 18 cents in federal tax, and that gets you to 62 cents.
If you go to Florida and you see what gas prices are compared to here, I think it is a little too much. I mean, just 62 cents on a gallon.
Scott Drenkard with the Tax Foundation says New York actually does better than most states when pairing up road users with the cost of highway upkeep.
Gas taxes, user fees, and user taxes associated with transportation end up covering 68.5% of total state and local road spending in New York. That's the 3rd highest in the country, but still not where you'd want to be, which is a little bit closer to 100%.
These are the top 10 least expensive average gas prices in the nation. At $1.90 per gallon, South Carolina is the lowest as of July 3rd, followed by Alabama, Oklahoma, and Mississippi, all selling regular unleaded below $2 a gallon.
The taxes are the biggest thing, and then also where the refineries are and where the pipelines are. And of course, if there's big box retailers that drive down the prices. If you consider the prices now, though, we're paying, say, $2.34 a gallon. In July 2008, we were paying over $4 a gallon.
Mike Newman, Executive Vice President of NOCO Energy Corporation, says distribution and storage costs impact the price of fuel. But he says ultimately, taxes are a big driver.
I think if the taxes were dedicated to the funds that they were originally created for, that'd be great because we'd have better roads, better bridges, better infrastructure. But unfortunately, they don't generally do that.
Scott Drenkard says the federal gas tax, which has been holding at 18 cents for many years, used to have more purchasing power.
That's why when you hear about the Transportation Trust Fund being bankrupt, that's one of the reasons, is that building transportation projects got a little bit more expensive as the purchasing power of a dollar has fallen due to inflation, but the gas tax hasn't been inflation adjusted at all.
As vehicles become more fuel efficient, less gas is purchased, and that impacts the revenue flowing into the Federal Highway Trust Fund, which isn't keeping pace with infrastructure needs. Some argue the time has come for new revenue sources like mileage-based user fees. We'll keep you posted. Luke Moretti, News 4.